Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Tips and Tricks with the Magic Sock. This week's episode is episode 5, Can't Touch This. So, here's the situation. We got a couple questions to go through. Person is playing blue, black, and white deck. They have a Sengir Vampire in play. The opponent has a Zephyr. Flying, Zephyr cannot be the target of spells or abilities. 3/4 flyer, all tapped out. So let's say I'm this opponent, this person here, and I'm going to pay 2 to cast a Diabolic Edict, which says target player sacrifices a creature. Question is, since the Zephyr can't be targeted, will this be a legal play with the Diabolic Edict? Will the opponent be forced to sacrifice the Zephyr, or can the Zephyr not be targeted? Simple answer. The question is yes, the Zephyr will be sacrificed by your opponent simply because it says target player sacrifices a creature. So you're targeting the player, boom, not the creature. So opponent is targeted. The Zephyr basically, since it's the only creature in play, will have to go to the graveyard. Nice and simple. Nothing too complicated with that one. Okay? Now, let's do another situation. Let's say my opponent has a Deadly Insect in play. And Deadly Insect cannot be the target of spells or abilities. 6/1 summon insect creature. Okay? Now let's say I want to play 1, 2, 3, 4, replenish. Return all enchantment cards from graveyard to play. So what do I got in there? I have a pacifism. So the pacifism is going to come back into play. The question is, can the pacifism target the Deadly Insect? And the question is, I should say the answer is, yes, it can. So the pacifism goes on top of the Deadly Insect, and you might say, wait a minute, cannot be the target of spells or effects. That is correct in that the pacifism is not being played from hand, so it's not targeting the Deadly Insect. When it comes out of the play from replenish with return all enchantment cards from graveyard to play, you're basically then able to put this on the Deadly Insect. Okay? Now, last search circumstance, let's say person has a Morphling in play, and let's say Morphing's in play, Deadly Insect, and they're tapped out. Now, on my turn, let's say I want to play a Bribery. Search target opponent's library for a creature card and put that card into play under your control. That player then shuffles his or her library. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to search my opponent's library. And just to make this nice and simple, I'm going to go for a Pincer Beetle, which is Pincer Beetles cannot be the target of spells or abilities. Question is, can I play the Bribery and get a creature from my opponent's library which cannot be the target of spells or abilities? And the answer is yes, because the Pincer Beetle is not in play, and because the Pincer Beetle is not in play, it doesn't have its card text of cannot be the target of spells or abilities. So the Bribery is can be used, and any creature with the cannot be the target of spells or abilities, that Shroud ability, can be affected by that. Last but not least, my opponent has a Morphling in play. Let's say that what I decide to do to my opponent's creature is I play a pacifism, untap here, and it's put down ahead of my hand. I tap the 2, I play the pacifism, and I'm going to play it on the Morphling. So the Morphling now has a pacifism on it. The question is, what happens on the next turn when my opponent untaps, when he tries to use the Morphling's ability by paying a blue to cannot be the target of spells or abilities? Will the pacifism fall off and go bloop, go away to the graveyard? The answer to the question is no, it will not. So you check once to see if a target is legal or not. If it is legal, the card stays on there, and the pacifism will not fall off. So again, some of these are pretty straightforward and not too complicated. Some of them, especially the replenish one, you might not have known, some of you who play Magic. Again, nice tips and tricks. This is www.themagicsock.com. If you have any tips and tricks that you'd like to see on the show, please send feedback to themagicsock@gmail.com. Thanks so much, and until next time, keep playing Magic.